and welcome to my very first YouTube video. As promised to some of you lovely people in the community, here it is. I thought as a first one it would be a good idea to go through my finished pages from last year, from 2022. As you can see, we have a few books. I think we are talking about 50-ish pages, and I try to let you know what I used as far as I remember, and hope you enjoy. So let's jump into it. So here we are. First of all, it's my first video, so I'm still working on the settings, on the lighting, on everything. If that's still a little off, then I'm sorry. I'm working on it, I promise. And if I tip over my tongue, then I'm sorry. I just have to translate in my head before I speak, and sometimes the tongue is faster. I am German and English is not my first language, so sorry for that. And if my English is a little off, then just ignore it. Okay, so the first one we have is Coloriage Wild by Emmanuel Collin, and I did this one. Actually, since these books have 2 copies of each image, I can tell you that this is already the second one. The first one is... let's just not talk. Okay, I feel like the lighting is doing weird things, but as I said, I'm learning. So, this was the first one. Then let's jump into my Hara Color books and what I did in them. I worked in 3 books, and let's start with Soulmates. I did 2 in the last year, 2 double pages. The first one is this one. I think I actually only used pencil for this, for the colorings, and maybe a little bit of marker here and there. Yeah, I guess Tombow water-based markers. The background is all washi tape, and hi Shannon! I just covered everything and then I cut out the outlines. I think it took a whole day just to cut it off. And then I also added some stickers like here, and yeah, it took a while for me to do it, but since I saw the first flip through of this book, I knew I have to do this. And yeah, so this was the first double page. And then I also did these ones. So on this one I also used mainly pencils. Okay, here we have a little bit of a mix. I used pencils, and I didn't remember, but I can feel that I used acrylic paints on these flowers and also on the birds, just to get rid of the drawings that they had on their body. And I think for me it's easier to create this effect of feathers with hoping it shows. No, it's easier for me to create this effect of feathers with paints. What else do we have? Yeah, jelly roll glaze for these black things. Ah, the glare is real. I used jelly roll glaze to make these jewels a little more shiny, and some glitter glue for these bubbles. That's all I have in Soulmates. The next one is Tales from the Witch's Cottage by Hara Color. Let's start in the back. I did this for a hashtag on Instagram. I think it was about something magical. I'm not sure yet. I just know that it was for a hashtag. So yes, these are also pencils and markers. When I say markers, I mean Tombow markers, Tombow water-based brush markers. Coolior metallic water paints on the ribbon, and some glitter glue on the stars, and I think, yeah, that's all. And Derwent ink tents for the background, as I can see here. Yeah, I think that was it. So, for this book, I actually want to complete this book. I know, great goal, but yeah, I really like pretty much all the pages, so I thought this was a good book to try it, as it is not that thick. And also, I want to do it in order, so yeah. Let's start. We have these two. This was pretty simple. I think I used Tombow markers, but scribbled in on a palette and then used it with a brush. Quite simple, a little bit of Posca, a little of glitter glue on the ribbon too. Then we have the little bunny. His wings, I hope it shows. Does it show? Yeah, it's all glittery. It's done with Mod Podge Extreme Glitter. Also on his jewelry. The rest is done with Derwent Inktense pencils, also again with acrylic paints for the bunny itself, and Tombow markers and Posca pen. I think that's it. And as usual, Prisma. Yeah, Prisma. Prisma for detail. Yes. Then we have these two. Here we have some acrylic paints for the grass. I just dipped it with a stiff brush. Derwent Inktense on the sky, and here too, I think. Yes. Also here acrylic paints on the trees. Yeah. And a little bit of golden gel pen, but of course it doesn't show up. And then we have this little flower here. I really love the color combination between these two. That's also ink. No, these are also Tombow markers used as watercolors with a palette and a brush. Yes, that's that. And the next one is Daydreams. The one I did in here was for a community body color on YouTube, and I did this one. I really like the little flower as a lantern. Still pretty proud. I used Derwent Inktense for the background and a little bit down here. Prismacolor mainly, and a little bit of stickles here and there, and Posca pen. And this is everything I have for Hara Color. Yes. Then we go to Kirby Rosanne. And we have 6 books for him. We start with Fragile World, and I did the first pages I finished in 2022 was these cuties. I started them in December 21. I used mainly polychromos and Prisma color pencils, also a little bit of Tombow markers to get the shades here. That's what I usually do when I have a page that I use pencils and I can't get the shadings really dark and really crisp like here. Then I just use water-based markers. I also added some plants here because I felt the background was a little bit empty in this space. Yeah, and that's what I did here. And then I have this elephant, pretty recent one, also for Instagram hashtag. Hi Shannon. This was done with Neocolor 2 as a base for the elephant and for the rocks, and Prismacolors on top, also for the bushes and the trees. It was Neocolor, and then I switched to Inktense and added a few trees in the background, and to get it really dark I used Inktense and Posca, white Posca pen that I put down first and then went over again with Prismacolor just so it doesn't pop out too much. Yes, that's what I did here. That's all I have in Fragile World. Then we go to Mythic World. And here we have this one. This was the first page I did in here. I used Inktense, Prismacolor. Prisma is my absolute go-to pencil. Posca pen and Tombow markers for this one. I also added a few more trees in the background. Because of the glare, of course, you can't see. That's okay. Yeah, I hope I hope you can see. If not, I have all those pages also on my Instagram. The next one I did was this one. This was really fun. I really liked doing this. Durant Inktense. I use a lot of Inktense. I love the Inktense. What I used here, I actually have no idea. It looks a bit like acrylic paint for me. Then the base was done with Tombow markers, Posca pen, and like I said, Prismacolor. Also a little bit of Color Pearl Shine watercolors. And the last one in here is double page. On this I'm super proud. I'm very proud. I love how it turned out. The fire is done with acrylic paints, all the fiery stuff, and Inktense as a base, Tombow markers to get the colors really crisp and bright. And let me see if I can just adjust the brightness a little bit. Well, a little bit. I think that's better. And white Posca pen and black Posca pen. I can see here. Yeah, that was the first time that I got a black Posca pen, and I really love how it turned out. Yeah, that's all I have in Mythical World. Then we have Worlds Within Worlds. So we go through the World series here. The first one is this one. I used Inktense and Prismacolor and Posca pen. You see we have a pattern here. And yeah, Tombos. That's, yeah, I didn't use any special things here, just my usual go-to pencils and markers. The next one, we have this here. This was the first page I colored in my new apartment when I moved in November. So, yeah. This was actually, the background is polychromos, and I do very little just pencil backgrounds. It just takes too long. I'm not that patient. Then we have also some Color Pearl Shine watercolors, and they were based with Tombos, but again from the palette. And that's it. Prismacolor, Tombos, Polychromos for the background, and Color Pearl Shine watercolors. And this was the last page I did in my old apartment, and I really like how it turned out. I love the yellow of the sneakers. The flowers I'm done with Posca pens, and the rest is all Derwent Inktense and Posca pen and Prismacolor and Tombow. Yeah, really like that. Next, Imagimorphia. This was a forever whip. I think it was a work in progress for over a year. So, was this one. I like the red background. And the funny thing, the only few things that I had to do were just those animals, and that's it. Then it was finished. So it took me about maybe an hour, but I left it on the shelf for a year, just an hour before I was finished. So great. But yes, I'm really happy how it turned out on this one. Background is red acrylic paints. I just have ones from the dollar store. I don't have very fancy acrylic paints. If you're wondering, it's just dollar store paint. And Derwent Inktense, Prismacolor, and Posca pen. Yeah, that's what I have in Imagimorphia. Next one, Wonder Morphia. I have 2 pages in here. The first one is this temple page. I used Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 for the rocks and the mountains, Derwent Inktense for the background, and for detailing and stuff it's Prismacolor. As usual, Tombow markers to get, especially for red, I use a lot of Tombow markers just to get red, really red. The flowers I've done with acrylic paints because I didn't want to go around each and every flower with a Posca pen, and then I would be sitting till today, I think. Yes. And the second one is, ta-da! This was also for snail hashtag on Instagram. Really like how it turned out. I took inspiration from a picture I saw on Pinterest a long while ago, and I just have never started it. So inspiration for the background was from there. Was not my original idea, but I really like how it turned out. And this is done with, yeah, at least the background was done with markers, and the rest is Inktense and Prismacolor and Tombow markers and Posca pen. Yeah, that's it. And then we have have Color Morphia, and here I did the Medusa, and I gave Medusa a little bit of a facelift, so my Medusa looks a little bit different than the original, but here she is in all of her glory. Well, she took me also almost a year to finish. I was just at one point I couldn't color any gray anymore. Yeah, if the glare wouldn't be that bad, that would be nice. The flowers I covered with golden gel pen. The eyes of the snakes are done with jelly roll glaze to get them really shiny. And here I just drew over the line. No, I first covered it with white acrylic paint, just as much as I could see the original lines. Then I've drawn my own twist over it, and then I just colored that one in. So yeah, that's my turn of the Medusa from Kirby Rosanne's. And these were all the Kirby Rosanne books I colored in. So, next. Some of you may seen my Instagram page, and I have a little addiction for the mythographic books, and especially for the Joseph Kettenbang ones. He's, except for one book, pretty much the only artist I own from the mythographic series. Yes, so let's go through this. And let's start with Aquatic. Aquatic was pretty much one of my first ones, my first coloring books ever, together together with Imagimorphia. And I did my color theory goldfish. I really like how it turned out. So the background is done with black gouache paint. Wait, did I use? No. Then it would be Inktense, is a guess. I'm not sure, but I would say Inktense. Because I usually use something like Inktense or Neocolors or stuff as a base. That's just what I do. That's why I'm pretty sure that's Inktense. Prismacolor on top, Posca pen, and that's it. Yeah, these are my goldfish. The next one, Odyssey. Oh, that's when he really started to bring out books that I love. I'm more into the intricate stuff, and as much detail as I can get, I will take it. No issue. So the first one, we have this octopus. Yeah, the glare thing is really good on this thing because all of those glassy stuff is covered in jelly roll glaze, in clear jelly roll glaze, and of course it reflects like crazy. Yes, this also took me a while. Let me see if I wrote it down. Yeah, from July 21 till February 22. I used Ohuhu alcohol brush markers as a base. You will hear that a lot in the mythographics. Since they are single-sided, I usually use alcohol markers as a base. Prismacolor, polychromos, as I said, jelly roll glaze, and Posca pen. And I really like how it turned out. And the second one is this one, the temple. The rocks are done with Neocolor 2s. And did I use Inktense? I'm not sure. Could be, not sure. Ohuhu markers, pretty sure. Yes, of course. Prismacolor, some silver gel pen, but pretty sure it doesn't show either. Is that better? We'll leave it there. And some green glitter in the sky. So that's that. Really like how it turned out. So next one I have Mythographic Wild Winter. I don't know about you guys, but I just can't color winter themed in summer. I can't. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Therefore, although I had this book already, I just colored in this winter. And the first one are the mice in the cute ornaments. And for me, just red and gold are just my personal Christmas colors, so there was no other way I would color this. um, I used Ohuhu markers, polychromos, Posca pen, and for the snow, all the snowy parts, we'll see if it shows, is covered in Mod Podge Extreme Glitter. So it's all glittery and shiny. Hope it shows a little bit. That's something I found I really enjoy, is just to glitter away the whole snow parts. Yes, that's that. And then we have another page for the snail hashtag. And this was this one. I'm really happy with the blue background. The background is all polychromos, and I blended with the Zested blending solution just to try. Works okay, but I feel I did something wrong. I don't know. Also, I find it takes forever to dry. Also, as I just said, the snowy parts are all glittery, all over. Then on the main parts I used again Ohuhu markers as a base and Prismacolor on top. Yes, and Posca pen, as usual. That's Wild Winter. Next, Mythographic Voyage. Also, Joseph Cadenbank, of course. And here, as you can see, we have a few. I really love this book. I absolutely love this book. We have the lion. We have Ohuhu, of course. Derwent Inktense as background. A lot of Posca pen on the flowers and Prismacolor. Yes, I'm a Prisma girl. And Tombow markers, I remember. I just couldn't get the yellow as bright and as deep as I wanted, so I went over this too. Then we have the next one are the hands. Also the wings of the dragonflies are glittery as it can be. I hope it shows. Background was done in Ohuhu markers, also the leaves and stuff. The hands were done with Neocolor 2, just because for rocks and stuff like this, I just have my Neocolor 2 colors in my head, and that's just something that I like, and I find myself going back to those colors pretty often if I have such big rock spaces. Yeah, otherwise just the usual stuff. Uhuhus, Prismas, Posca, always a success. Then we have, wait a second, we have this one. I already saw when I tested that somehow the camera makes it look so grainy, and I promise it's not. Yes, so The background is completely polychromos. I feel when I do these bouquet backgrounds, I have more control with the polychromos, with a harder pencil, and just layer it to get the smooth edges than with Prismas, actually. I know I can do it, but I feel I have more control with with the polychromos. Otherwise, as usual, we have our Ohuhu marker base and Prisma color details and some Posca pen. Just the normal stuff. Then we have the backpack. I don't even remember if this was the first page in this book. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably sound like a broken record by now, but Ohuhu marker base, Prisma color on top, and Posca pen for highlights. Also, Tombow markers here and there just to get these darker areas. But nothing special on here too. And then we have this one, also pretty recent. I did this with a lovely lady from Instagram as a body color. And this one I did, I mean, as usual, Ohuhu marker as a base, and all the white parts here is gouache paint. And I know it doesn't really show up, but I started with gouache paint and then scribbled some dark gray Tombow marker on a palette, and I mixed it into the gouache paint, and then I based it all a little darker, and then went in with completely white gouache paint again to get a little bit of variation into it. Tombow markers, Prisma color, Ohuhu markers, so base, Ohuhu, details, Prisma color, and Tombow marker for the deeper areas and the richer areas. Also this above, I just put on some Tombow markers and then went in with a wet brush, because gouache paint is not waterproof after drying, not like acrylic paint. So it just lifts it up a little bit, and then mixed with a Tombow marker and kind of soften out. That's what I did here. And the last page I have is the train page and the whale. And actually this one is all markers. No Prismas, no stuff. Just markers and Posca pen. That's it. I did this as a little bit of a challenge for myself, just to stay on the marker side. So that's what it's here. As you can see, I've colored it twice. It's all marker, all Ohuhu marker. And that's all I have in Voyage till now. Till now, there will be more. And the last mythographic is actually the only one that I own that is not by Joseph Kettenbank, and it's the new Dreamweaver by Alessandra Fusi. Also a very detailed book. If you're afraid or don't want any too intricate and too detailed books, then but if you are into this stuff like I am, then you will love it. It's great. It's amazing. So the first one I did was here, this one, and as you can see here, it's the details are the details. I love it, but I know it can be scary for some people. It's teeny tiny in some spaces, in some areas, but I absolutely love it. It was so much fun for me, and I really hope she stays with this kind of coloring and drawing, and I love it. So yeah, here we have again polychromos as a background, but this time I somehow messed up. It just didn't look good. The colors weren't deep enough. It was one big smoosh. And so I went over with Tombow markers, but used as watercolors, so with a brush, just to deepen up the colors because it just didn't look right. Then again, for the hands, as I said, since these are rocks again, I used again Neocolor 2s and Tombow markers. Otherwise, did I? Yeah, I did. Prismacolors on top, and that's it. Just the usual stuff. All the good things. Next, we have the pomegranate clownfish. I tried to do as much as I could with Tombow markers again. I think I did pretty much with Tombow. Yeah, okay. And the background is black acrylic paints. Prismas as far as I could, but not that much because I did try to do as much as I could with markers, as I said. A little bit of silver gel pen, and yeah, that's it. That's it. Just easy peasy. Next one, we have the airplanes. I found this page is somehow so out of the norm. It's just so unusual, and I can't really tell you why, but I love it. I knew I had to do this one, and I'm really happy how it turned out. Although I found it pretty challenging to get the clouds somehow fluffy and light, and otherwise just get enough contrast in just so they would show up. I used also markers. I tried again to do as much as I could with the markers, so I would not have to do that much work with pencils, but in the end it didn't quite work out, so there's quite a bit of pencil work on here. Yes, then I used on the drops, I used some glitter gel pen, but since they are so small you can barely see it. Yeah, that's that. It was really fun. Thank you, Alessandra, for this book, for this book and this page. And then we have my ocelot. This one was really fun. And I mean, we've seen a few pictures by now. As soon as I see this kind of butterflies, I know for me they are monarch butterflies. I love these so much. I think they are so beautiful. And when I saw this page, I knew exactly, yes, I have to do this. The base is again done with ohuhus, as usual. The background here, Colero Pearl Shine watercolors, but I based it first with a black paint. I just can't remember anymore what I used. I think it could be even markers. Let me check. Yes. So I based it all with black marker because then the shine of these colors come through better. They shine more, but still remember to use them thick, so it don't gets patchy or stuff. Otherwise, it's just the normal stuff. Let me sound it like a broken record again. Ohuhu marker base, Prismacolor on top, Tombow marker for the deeper areas, and Posca pen for the highlights. That's it. And there we have it for the mythographic ones. Oh my god, this will be so long. So long. Okay. Then we go to Camilla Derico, and we have two books. First one, the pop manga coloring book, and I did this page. The background is acrylic paints. I don't remember if the blue one is also acrylic paint or this could be Derwent Inktense. I remember I messed up the background and this was a rescue attempt. But otherwise I'm pretty happy with it. Tombow marker used as watercolors to get this light blue. I also used Stabilo fine liners like watercolor. I do this sometimes too. I don't use them very often, but sometimes. Prismacolor and Posca pen, as usual. That's all I have here. Then we have dragons and other mythical creatures. And I did... Damn it. This one. Oh, as you can see, it's also glittering away. This is Derwent Inktense Prismacolor. A lot of glitter glue, as you can see. 1 second. Okay. And that's it. Yes. Fun thing, I started this one first and never finished it. Don't know why, but I will finish it. And the second one I have here is this turtle. This was the first page I colored in here, I remember. I really like the two skies and his cutie face. Also Inktense, Prismas and Posca. Nothing special here. And my little rainbow bunny. On the carrot I'm very sure I used Tombow markers, and on the leaves too. Otherwise it's Prismas and Posca. And that's all I have for Camilla Derico. I have to color more this year in her books. So, next we have Johanna Basford. Yes, I have used I have her too. This is Worlds of Wonder, the German version, and Rooms of Wonder. So, Worlds of Wonder, I did the castle. The green here is acrylic paint, the sky is Derwent Inktense, and here I used Neocolor 2, Prismacolor, Tombow marker, and Posca pen. Yep, that was fun. Yeah. That's the only thing I have in here. I have a whip going on in this one, but also a forever whip. I don't know why. Then we have Rooms of Wonder. And here I did the origami room. I wanted to color this since I saw the first sneak of this book. And I'm pretty much more into the more natural colors, so that's why I didn't went too colorful on this one, but more neutral colors. Tombow markers, Prismacolor, actually the Ohuhu water-based markers here too, but I've heard a lot of stuff about the paper. I can't complain about the paper overall, but somehow the Ohuhu water-based markers turn out color-wise different than on my swatch sheet of them. Just way deeper and more rich. I can't explain it and I don't understand why, but in the first moment when I put this pink down and this light green, it was just like, whoa, what are you doing? But in the end I'm absolutely happy with how it turned out. But there were a lot of surprises because my markers, I mean, as you maybe heard by now, I use quite a bit of markers, and I have no other book where they behave like this. It's I can work with it, but it's weird. I don't know why. But I love how this turned out. I'm super happy with it. So I really like it. Um, like I said, Tombow and Ohuhu water-based markers, Prismacolor and Posca pen. That's unfortunately, I have one more whip here too. But that's something I have to rescue. There I know exactly why it's a whip. Okay, so now we go to the books that are not really serious, but we have a few of those too. The first one will be the Nice Little Town Mouse Collection books 4 till 11, and this is a monster. A monster! But I love it, and I have to color more in this one. I abandoned it somehow, but I really like the images, and I have to do more in this year too. So, and the only page I colored in this. I have another whip, of course. I mean, we all know we all have whips till forever. Is this one? It's mainly Ohuhu markers, since these pages are also single-sided, and a little bit of Prisma and a little bit of Posca, but mainly Ohuhu markers on this one. I really like to color foods and stuff, and fruits and vegetables. Don't know what it is, but I like it. That was that monster of a book. Then Coco Wayo Spring, and I did the roller skates in here. That's also only Ohuhu markers. I just needed something simple. That's what I really like these books for. They are simple for me. They are just go through. They will be finished in no time, at least for me, and just something to relax before I go back to the more detailed pages. And I really like how they turned out. And yes, that's just a cutie, simple spring page. Next, Art Nouveau by Jade Summer. And I did the Peacock Lady. This one. So, and I heard a lot of, oh my god, you are doing this so great and whatsoever, but in this one I can show you. These books have 2 copies of each image, and I don't get it the first shot either, so I'm struggling too. Don't be afraid. All of us struggle from time to time. It's totally fine. It happens. And if something goes down too far, then just throw it. It's no issue. Just fine. All good. So yeah, she was also done with Ohuhu markers, as usual. Prismas and polys this time, I'm pretty sure, because I usually do polys on skin tones. And Posca pen. Love her! That's Art Nouveau by Jade Summer. Okay, what do we have next? Life of Precious Cats, also a very cute book. Ordered it immediately when I saw somewhere on the interwebs a flip through, or at least a few pages of it. Had to buy it. Took, I think almost 2 months to arrive for me, but this was the first one I did. Like I just said, I love coloring foods and vegetables and food in general, but it took a while, from August 21 till in the beginning of 22. It took a while, but I really like how it turned out. It's so cute. I love the berries. You can guess. Prismacolor, of course, then Derwent Ink 10s, Posca pen, but here I actually did not have my Tombow markers yet. I used Stabilo fine liners for some of the richer red areas, so no Tombows here because I didn't have them. And then I colored another one for Christmas, also food, surprise, surprise. And that's this one. Inktense, here I had Tombow markers, Prismacolor, the snow is all glittery with Mod Podge Extreme Glitter. Posca pen to cover the lines a little bit, and Neo Colors, and also Inktense for the sky, for the background. So that was my first Christmas page for 2022. Cute book, get it. Then the KenMatsuda coloring book. If it has an actual title, I don't know it, but here it is. You can read. If you can read. For me, it's just a KenMatsuda coloring book. And I did one page this year. Oh, last year, not this year. And it's this one. Really like how it turned out. Love the bird. And it's actually, I think it's really no, here I use Tombows, but it's mainly pencils actually. What's rare for me, if you can't tell, but here I used a bit of Tombow marker just to get a brighter orange, but the rest is Prismacolor, surprisingly, for me too. Really like how it turned out. So that's that. We are getting there, guys. We are getting there. Just bear with me. We are almost there. Then we have Serene. Except her newest one, I have all of her books by Anastasia Eli Caldereva. And Serenity is the book where I colored the most in. First one was the Scorpion. The hair took forever, but in these books, hair will always take forever. Really like how it turned out. Background Inktense, the hair Luminance. I think this was the first thing that I did with Luminance. I just got them when I colored this. Because the skin I started with Polychromos, and then I got my Luminance, my Caran d'Ache Luminance, and I went over to them. Just, it's kind of a test page, but I wouldn't call it test page. It's too nice to be a test page, I think. I love the Scorpion. I think it's pretty cute. No, not cute, but it's good. Then we have the Mantis page. I think it's called Mantis. And holy hell, on camera it looks also so grainy. I swear it's not. Yeah. I like the blink, pink fingers. Really do. So, yes, the background are pen pastels. And then we have Prismacolor. The skin is, I'm pretty sure, Polychromos. The hair are also Polychromos. And the flowers and the little dude here is Prismacolor. Yep, like her. And this one was also for a hashtag on Instagram. It was for the turtle one. And it's Prisma and Polychromos. No markers here. I didn't use any markers on either of these 3 pages. Just pencils. It's also very rare for me. So yeah, like how she turned out. Really like her face. Glare, go away. Okay, so check out my Instagram. That's this one. And then my precious baby. It's so expensive. Ta-da! I know some of you have it from the coloring community. I know it's precious for every one of us, especially since it's out of print now. I only colored one page in it yet. Took me forever, and I switched my coloring stuff in between, so was a bit scary, but I'm very proud of her. And this is this one. And as you can imagine, I didn't want to color any golden stuff for a long time after this one. But seriously, can somebody tell me what to do about this glare stuff? It's driving me crazy. Okay, yeah. Um, so now I have to think. Ohuhus. I used ohuhus for sure because that's what I used at the end. Um, Polychromos for her face. Prismacolors for some details. Ohuhus for the background. Jelly roll glaze, black, for these pearls and stuff. Yeah, I used a lot of stuff here. I think pretty much everything I had. I tried my Loomies here too, but I used too much other stuff beforehand, and they somehow just slipped over the page and they didn't work. But I'm very proud of her, how she turned out. So, yes, that's her. Precious Serene. Love it! Bring a new one. Bring a new one. We need a new book from you, Nicholas. We need a new one. Give it to us. We all want it. Okay, so 3 books left, and now we are switching up gears a little bit. We are going from pretty and cute to the more different stuff. A little bit more horror and gory, and yeah. The first one is from Crook Crook. It's Horror Tattoo, and I colored him. This is actually my first and ever attempt on using Distress ink. Zucchini Kitty, if you see me, how do you do your witchcraft? It's I thought I looked very carefully, but no, 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 I can't do it. The blood is acrylic paint, red acrylic paint. I used Uhu markers since these pages are also single-sided, Prismacolor and Posca pen. Was also a fun one. And yep, like I said, a little bit more in the dark area here. But I really like how it turned out. That's that. Almost there. The next one is the Hara Color coloring book by Juan Calle and Santiago Calle. I don't speak Espanol. I don't know how to pronounce this. The page I did in here was her. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she precious? Mainly Ohuhu markers, not that much of pencil work here, just marker through and just a little highlight with white Prismacolor and I think black Prismacolor, and that's it. All the rest is marker stuff. Yep, like her, although she's a little different, but so nice. And here we are, last book. Dark Art by François Goudier. I hope that's correct pronounced. And I did the geisha page. Okay. And it's mainly Ohuhu also. I'm sorry. So, mainly Ohuhus and a little bit of Prisma, but also not that much. Mainly markers and Posca, and that's it. Not that complicated of a page, but I like her. And so here we have it. This was the last book, the last page, all I've colored in 2022. You made it through a year. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's I can't believe it. So there we have it. You made it through, and thank you all for watching, and to the lovely people in the community, thank you so much for pushing me into this, especially Shani from Coloring and Crafting with Shani Blue. The mentioned Instagram hashtags were from her, since she's doing monthly hashtags for you to color, so check out her channel, make sure. But all the other people too. I really enjoy being a part of this community, and thank you so much. And yes, I think we are on a journey. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for watching. Bye.